Okay, so all I've done off camera was I went ahead and I covered up my eyebrows with just a regular stick of Elmer School Glue. You can buy this anywhere, Walmart, Dollar Store, Dollar General, CVS, any kind of store like that that sells school supplies and art supplies. Now, what I also did was I covered up my eyebrows. I did it off camera because I wasn't sure how they were going to turn out. They actually turned out fairly well. I look a little bit crazy right now because the color's a little bit off, but it's video purpose only. It's not show makeup, so it's just for the video. So the color's a bit off, but it's fine. Once I highlight, it will come back. What I did was I used a caramel type of color. I don't know exactly what the color is, but not that big of a deal. And just for video purposes, I'm not going to use expensive makeup. I'm going to use some cheap stuff. I have Maybelline New York. My highlight powder I'm going to be using for this video is it's a light number 01. That's what I'll be using for my highlight purposes in this video. It actually works fairly well for highlight, and I was very surprised at that, due to the fact that it's not a very, very expensive makeup brand. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use a little mirror as I do this because it's just kind of awkward going back and forth on the side here. And it's okay if your highlight is not absolutely perfect. It's not going to be, and that's okay. We don't expect it to be perfect. Okay. And the whole purpose of a highlight on stage is real girls have a natural highlight. If you look at like Cher or Beyonce or Madonna, even though they have makeup done, they still also have a very natural highlight as well. So you want to just go ahead and accent that. Now highlight your forehead. You can make your forehead highlight as large of a spot or small of a spot as you like. I usually just kind of go in the middle, like that, I guess, if you can really see it. You also want to highlight down the bridge of your nose, straight down the center, and then up again. You want to make sure you get your nose completely highlighted down the center. What it's going to do is it's going to slim your nose out a little longer and make it a little bit longer on a look. You don't have to do the lines. I do lines only because that's what I'm comfortable doing. For stage, for a regular day look, you obviously wouldn't do this. But for a stage look, I recommend that you do. But I mean, that's completely up to you. Take this look and make it your own. Cheeks. Also, if you guys ever have any questions about anything I do, please email me. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. I'm on a whole bunch of other little drag sites. I'm on Carrie Fairfield. I'm an active chatter on Carrie Fairfield as well. Don't be afraid to make your makeup your own. I mean, not everybody's going to paint exactly like, and not everybody should, otherwise you have no originality or creativity. This is just, how I do my makeup. It may not be the way some of you girls do it, but it's how I do mine that works for me. Okay, highlight it. Now what you're going to do is I use a card method. You don't have to use a card. I choose to use it because I feel it makes my lines a little more sharp and I like the definition. But once again, you don't have to use the card. I'm just going to take a regular fluffy brush here. I don't know what this brush is from. It's just a regular brush. And I'm going to go in. Like I said, I'm not using expensive stage makeup. It's just a Ruby Kisses mineral powder. It is a really, really dark chocolate because on stage, white girls need to darken up a little bit. It's all a matter of preference and colors, like how dark you want to go. I choose to go a little bit darker because that's just me. Tap off the excess. You're going to take your card, right where your highlight was. You're going to just go ahead and brush your brown up. Once you get your lines, you don't really need to use the card the entire time to do your entire forehead. You actually don't even have to use, the brown everywhere. I do, like I said, because that's just me. You can blend it out. And the tip to makeup is always blend. Don't just go ahead and stick makeup in one spot and think that it's done. You always want to blend it out a little bit so it doesn't look too harsh. The trick is to look like you're not really wearing makeup, but to be wearing makeup, if that makes any sense to you guys. I have learned so many different makeup tricks from so many different girls around the world, and I appreciate everything I learn. I take a little bit of each person and I make it my own. So just do whatever you feel, you want to do and make it work for you. What works for me may not work for you, and that's fine. Like I said, just make this your own. Now, as you see, it's a little bit darker here in the corners. Take a smaller, fluffy brush. It's just a cheap brushes, not using expensive brushes. And then just blend out with those colors. And it's okay if it gets on your eyebrows, because the trick that I'm going to show you is okay if it messes up a little bit, because I'm going to use a liquid to do my eyes anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. And it blends out fairly well. You want to blend it into your real hairline. If you're wearing a wig, I suggest taking your cap or whatever you're wearing when you paint, if you wear a cap, and pull it all the way back. I'm doing it for the purpose of I don't like to show my natural hair. But that's just me. And also with your same brown, I'm going to take my smaller brush, my little mirror here, and I'm going to go right in here and just go halfway down. I'm not going to go all the way down my face. I'm just going to go halfway, just so it gives me a line to follow. I always go up into my ear, but once again, that's just what I do. Take it all the way to your middle, wherever you're comfortable at. And once again, these colors are just simple colors that anybody can find in any store.